Hello everyone, Casper Beatles here. I'm just checking my live stream, and if you see my community post on the main channel, then you would know that I have made some customizations to three engines, uh, Edward, Gordon, and Duck. And this is just a recent one. Not engine, but something I want to give to my engines. Basically, I don't know if you could see, but I decided to give my engines lamps. Henry with his famous Flying Kipper headlamp code. It's awesome. And Golden with his Express headlamp code. It's also pretty awesome. Hey, hold on, let me check if you guys can hear me. Okay, you guys can hear me. Good, good. So yeah, this will show you all the customs and mods I did over the N60. I'm on the layout here because we all like some stuff, and I won't be doing any more mods. I'm just gonna showcase what I made so far, and I need to show you this, and what I might think of doing in the future. So first, I'm gonna start with the number one engine himself, Thomas the Tank Engine. Who else were you expecting? So this was actually this was made with a standard 80th Thomas, but this is specifically the KC version. Note the font at the bottom. Yeah, it's been interesting. And the face and side rods and whistle are from the Ruby Thomas. I wanted to use the body, but honestly, I actually don't mind the details on the engines, so I decided to keep him here. Though it is kind of annoying that Edward and Gordon don't have the details because they're based on Yamaja Scope stuff. And yeah, I painted the running board white, or sprayed it because it's easier to do it. And what is on spray? It's actually kind of difficult to explain. Then we have Petty. I should probably explain that I had to like drill in the bottom of the chassis to get it to remove, because it's also the same with Thomas, because he only has to screw at the front, which is where the smoke box is. And so yeah, if you want to change finishes, that's easy. But if you want to paint the foot plate, then it's either masking tape and trying to paint it uh, as much as you can, or do it just to take the easy route and remove the drill in the bottom. And yeah, basically I have to use this drill here. Yeah, I don't have the end, but basically I have to use it, like I think it was a 4.5 end, and I basically drilled that part and boom. Oh yeah, this one's also easy. Oh yeah, before I got myself another Ruby Thomas, I decided to paint the engines with gold parts like Percy and James in actual gold, because they were gold before, and if I could get the other, I should probably get the regular ones. Okay, I got the. Yeah. Okay, I have 4 people watching. Hello, Jordan Fan, production, Ricardo, John. So yeah, here's the stock standard Thomas unpainted running board. I think this is the case B, I think, version with the old font, and this is the case C with the new font. So yeah, compare these two side by side, and it's a load of difference. next up, we have Percy. Yeah, you can see regular on the red, custom monophons on the right. And I also gave them I also gave Percy a headlamp. Yeah, 3D printed. I found one on Discord. I just 3D printed out the tail lamp. I may as well see how that looks. Hold on. Okay. I removed it from the printer. I am going to remove the supports. Sorry, there's not much action going on right now. Oh, right there. Oh, I just dropped the lamp, tail lamp, and okay. So yeah, here is the tail lamp I 3D printed just now. And if I like to put it behind Percy, it's a bit too big. I might need to change the overall butter. I might need to get blue tack and a screw. Yeah, basically. I'll just put like a little bit of blue tack on the back. Oh yeah, no. The first live stream of I think February, and I think of 2026 in general. And February, but yeah, this is the tail lamp, and yeah, it's very big. I basically tried to measure off Thomas's tail lamp, but it's clearly too big. Maybe I did the math wrong. But yeah, these lamps won't do. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, where's the tail lamp? I'm using bamboo for this. Sorry for licking, I just have a dry mouth. Yeah, there's no way it's gonna print that. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that later. Right now, this will not do. This will not suit his grace. Haha, get it? But yeah. Next up, we have a custom James, and James was actually a pain to do, or at least on the footplate, because no matter how many times I sprayed it white, it always turned out pink. I mean, maybe I should have probably just waited for it to dry. It'll turn out white, but no, stupid me. Of course, had to spray it multiple times, keep scraping it off, and then paint it again until I found a method of spraying it black and then white. Yeah, it's it's NWR Studios 93. Hello. It was a challenge, but I did it. You can't see it on live stream for, but there's a little scratches of where I tried to scrape off the white, the old pink. But I guess from afar you can't see it, so I guess that's a positive. And of course, I also painted the wheels in black, and I know that they re-released Diesel, Salty, and some other 2019 crap, and they have the new wheels with different colors. Like before, we had just like silver gray for James, as you can see here. I'll do a quick side-by-side comparison later. Blue and green for Thomas Percy and Henry. With the new stuff, we got Diesel Salty with black wheels, Rosie with her color wheels, Movie Light no, red wheels, Edward with the blue wheels, of course. And, and I know in USA Walmart, some USA Walmarts they have the KSD stuff now, so they now have Ashima, Gordon, yeah, Ashima, Gordon, yeah, Ashima with the orange wheels, the truck. I think, yeah, it's very inconsistent. Are you going to remake with? Are you going to do a remake? Well, that depends on my model skills and the amount of stuff I have to buy, like trees and stuff. Like I want to do Down the Mine, but I wonder if I will do with this or the motorized, because I don't have the sort of adventure pack yet with the exclusive Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle, even though it's just a repaint, the Annie Clarabelle, but whatever. Also works, but yeah, I think there's a high chance I use the motorized instead of the push along. Yeah, who knows? Once I find a good lot of stations, a good way to do the down the mine stuff, either that or I'll do something simple, like something that does not have a crash, like or doesn't have too much sets, like I don't know, maybe Side Story of Henry. No, that's a no. That actually no, that quite a lot of figures, figure movement. Let me think. And Edward and Gordon, that has a few human stuff. If you have a spare Toby, you could modify TV. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I only have one Toby, and I tried to see that there's another one on Allegro, the somewhat main source material, but it's unfortunately there's no more All Legends Go Toby to modify, and plus, All Legends Go Toby, if I can get him, there he is. He's big. Look, yeah, my hands doesn't. Like, Thomas, look, he is big. Which I guess it is proper accurate. Like if I can put it next to Gordon, which from that one scene in season two's Cows or A Cow in the Line US dub, he's tall. Actually, you know what? Now that I mentioned it, maybe I could remake the the short Trampy movies where he did a little cow in his iconic Trampy style. Yeah, maybe I could do that. I could do that Trampy cow scene where Toby laughs at killing the cows. And if you see my Twitter, I did some filming and also practice. I also tried practice tracking shots. Tracking. So I don't know what's going on, but the painted buffers keeps on shipping. I don't know if it's because of the acrylic pen I'm using or I have to wait for it. I just cannot touch them. I mean, that's what I'm doing with the that doesn't seem to work. So hello, Jonathan. Let me get my acrylic pen again. No, that's the. I was supposed to save him for a surprise, but, Perhaps you could do a remake of D199 short. Yeah, maybe the one where Thomas kills the fat controller. Well, yeah, here's Toby. Yeah, TTT guy reference. Oh yes, yeah. Fun fact: it's actually Duck and Owen were mostly inspired by TTT's mods that I saw on Instagram, but I did do my own stuff as well. I did do it so my way. I want it that way. But yeah, I keep forgetting this is a Blows up Toby Shed. It's been a while since I've seen 99 stuff. But yeah, James, I need to get back on track. 3D printed lab, painted brass, except for the whistle. Base is the same. I painted the wheels black, and I also painted the top of the tender running board white, just to make it unique, you know. Here's the original James. It's unique because it's based on the CGI of the one promotional image. Show comments on the stage. Oh, of course it's. But yeah, gold side rust. That's interesting. Maybe that is interesting. You could do a lady mod, though. This is with the free wheels. If you want to do two wheels like Percy, you need to get Percy's and painted gold if you want to make a lady mod, if that's possible. Oh yeah, and this James I got in during my UK trip where I got him, motorized Thomas and Duck first. Good times, man. It's actually crazy. I see some scratches on it, but I guess it's not the end of the world, right? Whoa. And finally, we have Henry, the Green Engine. Yeah, I already showed off the headlamp code. He has the Flying Kipper headlamp code. That's awesome. Yeah, again from the KC, and he has screws, so no drilling. Same with James. Painted all yeah. See, I painted the Real to Tender red because the OG one, if I could get it, is totally unpainted. It's just unpainted plastic except for the sides. In fact, Henry was actually the very last. No, actually not very last. When I returned to, because during my UK trip, before I think TuliThomas.com on Facebook announced that they won't be releasing Henry in the UK. I was upset until I found out that they will be releasing Henry in other countries like Poland, where I am right now, which is awesome. Oh yeah, my Sharpies are there. Yeah. That's the silver. There it is. There is a bit of the smoke, but yeah, it's an Angry Birds. There we go. Much better. Although that didn't work. Let's try this. Yeah, stupid AI stuff. So I forgot to mention how I painted the wheels on James. I basically built like a little small stack using Legos. I put the wheels on the Lego here. I masked the axles with masking tape to avoid getting covered in paint. I then used sticky tack, blue tack, to hold them in place. I sprayed them with a black spray and done. I did the same with Duck, which I used a spare Thomas's, which okay. And that's about it. For the ordinary mods, I guess I could show off. I'm going to start with my first mod, and the one I'm very happy with. Duck. Duck's body is from the All Engine Skull line. Yeah, which is awesome. All I did is paint a spare Thomas wheels in black. I didn't bother getting Diesel salty because I could just, work with what I have, right? Why spend money when you could just use what you have at home, right? Right? What's your favorite 80th anniversary from 80th anniversary engine? For me, it's the motorized Thomas Percy, Duck Diecast, and Thomas Edison. Okay, well, to me, okay, so, depending on what, well, for me, I think my favorite item for the 80th anniversary in general is the 80th anniversary Playrail Railway Series Thomas, which, yeah, it's just cool. I love the art style of this. It's the first Playrail thing I got since Hero, I think. Yeah. I'm kind of scared. I have a weird habit of ordering. Let's keep getting two noties. Oh, subscribe. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, Enderbar Studios 23. You're lovely people. As for Mattel, well, I do have. Well, for their motorized, I'm gonna go with Thomas, Duck, and Flying Scotsman. And as for push along, I'm gonna go with what was that? I'm gonna go with probably Storybook Thomas, or at least just the packaging. Hold on, if I can get. I have the opened one. Yeah, here in its casing. Yeah, my favorite is the Storybook Thomas just because of the unique artwork, and this is a miracle to me because. Yeah, Match if Playbill made 85th at, oh god. Yeah, I'm actually surprised how I was able to get two Storybook Thomases, and interestingly, both from the different cases. Like the first one I got is from case A, while the other one, the case B, the other one is from case B, and the big giveaway is the metal collection side here. This is the case B stuff. It has the extra metal in different language. While the case A one, it's just with the English version. And I know there's a Chinese version which you can get on AliExpress, which I was considering getting, but I got the two. I got one, then found one, so I didn't see a point. Yeah. But yeah, they didn't ask. My favorite mod is probably Gordon, since I put a lot of Gordon and Edward, because Gordon was the first tedious one I did, and the first legend I did surgery on. Oh, yeah, I haven't finished Duck. I'll do Big G later. So yeah, I sprayed the funnel in gold because it was yellow before. I painted a spare Thomas Wheels black. I gave him the silver dark gunmetal coupling, gave him a 3D printed face, and I painted the front and rears, or I painted the front a bit more, and I painted the rear. Just amazing. And I do have another duck face I 3D printed, if I could get it. There it is. It's hard to get small stuff. Yeah. This is the sad duck. I based it off, I think, season 2. And this duck, I originally based it off the season 2 appearance until I based it off the season 3 appearance. And I do, and anyone wondering, I do have the original faces tag. Here is Duck. I'm still amazed. I'm still surprised that he was able to get one toy out of it. I'm still surprised that he made 2 appearances in the last All Engines Go special, sort of things together. Yeah, I do want. I have to wonder. What do you think of All Engines Go in general? Since it is already over, it's finished, and Bruno is going to be in the new 2026 show, but based on the diecast that was announced. What do you think of All Engines Go now? Like, I mean, I think Duck season 2 green looks very mint color to me. Yeah. Oh yeah, Duck. Well, one thing the Duck that I don't know about doing future is basically paint the running board in white to match the aesthetic. But I don't know. I don't think I'm honestly. I think it looks good in black, though. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the shade of green he has, because it's like a different green compared to Percy and the Only Scope Percy. Like, look, they're different green. It's just better as a Thomas show. Yeah, I see that. I will say the best thing to come out of All Engines Go is Neil Crumb reprising his role for Gordon, Eddie Glenn doing Toby for the first time. I think. I think because with the Magic Railroad stuff we've been getting by Cardi and Joseph, I forgot. I know Neil Crumb did a temp voice for Toby. Did Eddie Glenn do it? I know he did it for James, and we know he was going to do it for Percy. Oh yeah, and Bruno, the first autistic, second technically, the second autistic character, the first being Theo from Journey Beyond Sodor. I've seen a video by Click Like Trek going over the time when Rupert Audrey went on. All right, I'll think about that. But yeah, let's start with Gordon. You have the 3D printed Express head codes and 3D printed face, and I given him side rods from a spare Henry's or Thomas, a spare Thomas I have. Yeah, it did require a lot of cutting, which I'll remove them just to show how I have to the process on cutting the faces is like wild. It's wild. It's crazy. Just do it carefully, just to not lose the headlamp. And but yeah, here's the underneath of the running board. I had to cut. You can see where the bits are cut. I think you can see where I had to cut it. And if I get the chassis and remove the side rods, you can see where I had to cut. I used a pair of clips and an X-Acto knife. I used clips to cut exactly, and I used an X-Acto knife to straighten it out to be exact as I presume. And once that's done, I had to cut a bit of the side rod so that it could fit on the screw piece at the back, as if I can put it back, as you can see here. I like that Gordon had that. Yeah, I like that too. Though I wish he gained them only when he pulled the express, not when he's just sitting around doing nothing. Or the one time he pulled the goods train with Rebecca. In Gordon Rebecca coming through. 8 people, wow. GWR, mid-duck, hello. All right, screw. Rust, okay, good. So, I actually don't know. But yeah, and same with James. I painted the running boards on the tender and in general on Gordon, which looks really lift the model, and also painted the whistle gold. And I did originally cut off the back bit, but a Mandela effect came on. But then realized it was just a Mandela effect, and he did have the back bit butt cut off, so I had to get another Gordon to get back, and the old cutoff cap I used on Edward, even though I cut that, but it was again Mandela effect. I somehow didn't know. I also removed the buffers on the back of Gordon and the front of his tender because they had buffers originally for some reason. It kind of gave me some take along vibes, if you know what I mean. Like the take along Henry and James, I think. I think they have them. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering what other faces he has, well, I printed out two. First is this grumpy face, which I used Trumpy's face files that he also made for Paxton, the other big engine from Gordon Goes Foreign, Paxton Ryan, yeah, all those CGI characters, and Hero too. That's nice. The other face I made, and oh yeah, and the eyebrows are based on the season 2 appearance, season 1 and 2 appearance. Well, this angry face, which is this angry face, probably my favorite Gordon face. The eyebrows are based on the season 8 appearance. I don't know. I like how they looked in season 8 and 9. The eyebrows, they're probably my favorite. Yeah, it's a rough print. And I also did print this much bigger board face for Gordon, and this is for his motorized thing. And now let's move on to everyone's favorite K2 and the K2 engine, and the man that started it all, Edward, the blue engine. Don't worry, Edward, your troubles are through. Yeah, Fiery Flynn reference. But yeah. Oh. The buffers, those. I think Trappy did one for Roblox once. The left buffer, his right buffer. No, what have I done? No, Edward. Yeah, I'm back on Edward. Edward was actually pretty hard to do. Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, one more thing about Gordon. I replaced his old orange and skill bent funnel with a spare Henry's I bought, and now he has an accurate small funnel. If you've seen my community post photos, you know that. But yeah, Edward, same. Painted the whistle gold. I cut out the chassis though. Edward's interesting because his chassis doesn't have like the little like pull things that hold the side rods So I had to like, yeah. So that way it's kind of placed uneven if you look closely. It's not, you can't see clearly, but yeah. Yeah. The wheels I used from a spare Thomas. The side rods are from Percy. I painted the running board in white. I cut off the back buffers. I gave him the Gordon cut bit on the Gordon's cap cut bit, and also gave him a 3D face based on his season 2 appearance, which I don't think it doesn't look like that. However, it's actually interesting because it is the season 2 appearance. However, it's based on the left eyebrow on Edward. So, and because I find it kind of weird how both eyebrows are different on season 2. So I copied one eyebrow on to the other side. Oh yeah, Edward's he's not the best. Like, excuse me. Yeah, it's not the best when it comes to like bends. And I don't know, man. I don't know if it's because of the wheelbase, but yeah. SMG4. Oh yeah, it didn't. Rest in peace. But hey, and I'm so glad I made it Edward that I'm actually happy of. Give him a 3D headland. He has accurate wheels, and that's awesome. Thank you. Which is better than whatever this is. This is the re-release from 2019. New wheels, different painted face, but overall it's the same. To be honest, I don't know how we all slept through it, because when the code number thing, where it says stuff like GDJ57, which is like down here, it was announced. It was they said it. They announced it on their they announced it on Toy Stuff, the code numbers, and we didn't know because I don't think anyone paid attention to them. So yeah, it's disappointing. And I know some people might be complaining about his smoke box being too big, but honestly, I could care less. It's like a nice combination of CG on his television model and Railway Series basis. It's like a hybrid model. The hybrid series, get it? I don't like you. I like you, not you. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Steelworks Production. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of the re-releases, Rosie's actually the alright ones. I don't know. Maybe it's because the funnel is actually a decent size. God, that sounds so stupid out of context. The cab is the only downside, though. Overall, she's fine. I do have the old 2018, 19 one, if I could get her. There she is. Like, this is, yeah. On this hand is the 2018 one. The wheels and couplings are different, and she doesn't have the little highlight on the eyes. But this one, she has the painted eyes, different coupling, and the new wheels. Oh yeah, and also the chassis is different. Chassis. Hey Casper, when the new diecast models will you do customs of them too? Well, first I need to see if what they have. Do they have screws on them? Will it be easy? We'll see. We will see. But maybe yes. Though, because they have announced so much characters like Oliver, Toad, Scruffy, Bruno, Edward, Renius, just Renius, none of the other Scrollowy engines, Trump's a Truck, Tanker, and with the recent merch leaks, like Toby without his cow catchers, why doesn't he have cow catchers? I'm so pissed off. And Rosie with a face that looks like Nia's, I don't like that. But yeah, the merch, yeah, I just find it weird how the footage that we saw a few days ago, which got a lot of attention from not just Thomas fans, but like everyone, it looks better than the merch. The one I remember seeing Kevin and Audrey 5, aka who used to be called Zeo93, who did the unanswerable Thomas questions. I saw him at Audrey 5, and it was nice meeting that. I mentioned Kevin. Did I say Kevin, not Kyle, Kevin, because they referenced because when he and the others were watching Christmas episodes, and they watched that Christmas Tree Express with Toby Burnett and say, let's focus on the worst selling and the worst of the Steam team and the narrow gauge engine everyone forgets about. That aged terribly really fast. In fact, I think Renius is the most popular still sold ones, which is weird. Oh yeah, before I forget, I also made 2 faces for Redwood. There weren't too many embedded eye faces for him. There was one where I thought, but never mind. Yeah, the one first one I paint. This is based on the season 1 appearance, which is the only season that appears, and I think here is the Winston face with the eyebrows based on its season 8 onward appearance. I think it did change, but who knows? And I do have some faces for water dropped changeabilities, but it's not a lot. I made 2 faces for Thomas, and I think these are due to these are in the redo because of, the send quality is atrocious. There it is. It's so small. Like, this is for the 80th Thomas here. I made the O face here. And this pathetic sad face here, both based on season 1 appearances with the eyebrows. There again, they're doing a reprint or redo. Just I don't like the skill I gained over the month. Could use a redo, but for the time being, I like how it turned out. James's face is the one I'd have a lot, for the motorized at least. Here's a sad face. But overall, I'm happy with the 80th stuff that I've got, and the mods that I did. And I wish Toby would come out. And I wish I could find another Toby, even if he's too big, I can at least do a mod on him. But for right now, he's decent. I don't have Duck. Which Duck? I have All in Its Go Duck and the motorized Duck. I was gonna show. Oh yeah. Here's something interesting. I don't think I showed it on the community post, but I guess I could show it now. I did show it on Twitter, but for the first time ever, I want to showcase a work in progress on Gauge 1 Thomas using the files of JMOS. Yeah, I had some help with Kubos, who I did see at the event. I did see him at a model event in Poland. I did see his models. He's a very nice person. And yeah, I did print all the parts. All I need to do is just figure out a lot of stuff. I'm new to this. I don't know how to do the chassis. But yeah, I did say this when I started printing this thing. This is the start of a new era for me with 3D printing and whatnot. And I think some of you also be wondering about the spare push-along stuff. Well, here it is. These are all the spares that I used for the 80th and for the modifications. For example, Here's Henry without his funnel that I used for Gordon. Here is the Gordon, with the only difference being with the cap that I replaced. Here's Thomas that I replaced the wheels and sidewalls for Gordon and coupling too. Here's Ruby Thomas that I used the wheels for Edward and the sidewalls for my Thomas mod and the whistle. Here's Percy, which I used the sidewalls and couplings from. Thomas, which I used the lamp, and this is a recent one. I'll see how it looks like trying to root the lamp, but yeah. And here's and James, which I did want to redo James, or at least the running board, to be more cleaner, but the problem returned with it coming out as pink instead of white, which I don't understand what is happening. Yeah, I guess I could quickly showcase some other faces that I did. Even without, like, I might need a smaller end for this one. I basically made a face for Thomas. Thomas. If I remove it. Okay, I moved the face. I made two faces. I think one is probably the first I painted. I thought really impressive, which is the season 7 resculpted Winston face. See, yeah, I find it weird how they had the original Winston face for the season 4 Magic Railroad. Yeah. And the second one is this one that I find the most hilarious. It's also my favorite because it's based on the Trumpy movies. This Thomas with his depressed face, but the eyebrows are resembled like in the Trumpy movies, which is amazing. But yeah, back you go, Thomas. Where's the screw here? Thomas is not having it. No, he ain't, partner. Oh yeah, and I didn't say it on my community post, but I went to a thrift store a Polish thrift store, and I found two books that surprised me. And it's the Thomas and Friends book club books, Thomas and Gordon and Percy Gets Tricked, featuring this story featuring The Obvious and Thomas's Train, and this one featuring The Obvious and Percy's Promise. Two books I would have never expected to find in a Polish store, and this one was used. Like, I mean, they were both used, but this one was used on one page. I did remove it, but it was used on like an English homework, I think, because there were some words like translated, what it means, etc. The typical language lessons in school and such. Oh yeah. And for those who followed me on my old channel, like the soon very 10-year-old channel, which is now no longer going, I used to collect Lego. And another show of what I have for Lego. The 15th anniversary Ninjago set featuring all the six ninja, Sensei Wu, and the original Master of Lightning. I did stop collecting the Lego sets since Crystallized, but when I saw this set, I just couldn't resist myself, and I just have to get it. There was only one more in stock, and thank God I did. It's just a nice set to have all of the main six ninja, Sensei Wu, and exclusive minifigure. This does not mean I'm going back to collecting Ninjago entirely. No, I'm just. Second is probably my favorite of the Lego stuff, probably because it's now being 20 years old, like I will be. Lightning McQueen, the Speed Champion set. This is a very nice item. It's not perfect, but it's amazing. And I know and I thought a lot of the parts would be in stickers, but no, some bits are actually printed, and I'm glad for it. But yeah, it is made out. But yeah, it's funny that he has a lot of stickers, and he does have stickers like the headlights and such. That's a funny bit of detail, and I like the Easter eggs in this. Like how he has a tongue and brain. Like I don't know if I could show it. Oops. Like he has a brain here. And under the hood he has like a tongue. And here is another set based on a movie that I have seen in full for the first time last year, and during its 40th anniversary, which is I'm so glad to have watched it during its anniversary year. Back to the Future, the DeLorean again, and I used the season 2 appearance, and however I don't like. However, I prefer the car to be on the land, so I gave them the season 2 stuff like Mr. Fusion and the license plate and the standard wheels. Very nice. And, while I'm here, I may as well showcase some work in progress faces that I have for Percy and Henry that are currently being dried. Like, here are the faces. This is the box where I have spare some stuff. Percy and Henry. I printed out two faces that I found for Henry, the happy and smiling face, and all Percy faces by NWR Chris. Thank you. If you're watching this, you're awesome. But yeah, the face bases, well, Percy's face is discontent one that uses a lot of the hit terror is based on the season 3 appearance. His laughing and shock face are based on the season 1 and 2 appearance, and his smiling face is based on the season 5 appearance. And Henry's faces are what the smiling face is based on the season 1 appearance, and the happy one is based on the season 3 and 5 appearance, 3, 4, 5 appearance. But I think that's pretty much it for stuff. I guess before I end this video, I guess I could showcase the model layout. You can't see the entire thing, but I guess I can. This bend is not big enough to hold the laptop. Maybe if I can like lower it down a bit. Just let it flat like this. Yeah, this will do just fine. This is my stand for the laptop that I use on the big screen, by the way. Yeah, I think this will do. Yeah, you see there's a better look to it. Yeah, I guess I could just clean up my whole shtick and run some motorized engines if that's something you would like. Was Edward. Also, I did hear news that Thomas Ferris, Adam aka Thomas Ferris, has left Twitter and he did do a short about it. And understandable, completely justified. I'm surprised I haven't left Twitter yet because the drama. Probably because drama's a big deal in the real world, so I don't know. It's sad and weird. Yeah, I'll deal with it later. The lamp has fallen into the dark abyss. Help! Somebody help me! Oh yeah, and the Ruby Thomas, well, I guess I should say that I like the added details. I just wish he's not the odd one out. I mean, when Takealon did the metallic stuff, it's not just Thomas, a lot of them got it. I guess I can run this, the Talking Thomas. Let me get Annie and Clarabelle, his two faithful coaches, his aunts, as Thomas Ferris once said. feel like the when you stop him, he stops as well. It's not like the other one. There it is.
Number one blue engine. Right on time.
Right on track, yeah. I found that a few topics ago that actually have extra lines as well. And I think that if he runs for long enough, he will stop automatically by himself. Yeah, I don't know. Good for you. So I don't like how all of the motorized rolling stuff have the spiky axle. But I don't know why. Maybe it's because it is different, but it is so annoying. Like it's hurting my ears. And he's the only confidence I have. I don't have the other confidence like Thomas and Percy or a lot of the other skills. So like I wanted to get Bruno just so I can have don't have to say hello Bruno or Tana or Bolton or Frankie. The he always gets stuck on that one bit. He's supposed to stop and are the first one merging into no the PLA. Not dying. There we go. He stopped by himself. I think my ears are gonna hurt from the stupid axles. His axles working. I wonder if you can actually print out the axles. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that'll do much for the stream. Thank you all for watching and being interested in my stuff that's not trains related. I do want to breach out a bit more from the usual train stuff and do some more, physical stuff like this. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next stream. Later.